That's not for me.
Ahoy! Well, today I'd like to review 9 knots that I use on the boat quite frequently. And I'm sure you're going to recognize a lot of these, but let's go over them and see how easy it is and get ready for the boating scene. The first one, which we use quite frequently on the sailboat, is a figure 8 or a stopper knot. And that's really easy to put together. Just lay a line across, come under, and back in. Now you see, we have a figure 8. Across, under, back through. The stopper knot. And this is important for when you don't want a line to get away from you. For example, this is on my jib sheets so that it doesn't run through the block should it get away from me. Now the next knot that gets a lot of use, I don't care for it that much, is the square knot. And pretty simple. I've got my right and my left, put the right over the left, underneath, left over the right, and there you have it. And now that's pretty secure as long as there's tension on it. But see, if it loosens up, say you're extending your dock line, and it starts bouncing around, well, you can see what's happening. That's getting shorter and shorter, and eventually it's going to come out. The only thing to do, if you're going to use a square knot to do that with, like this, then this is where you could use your half hitch again. Nope, wrong way. Do the half hitch to help secure that in place a little bit. Same on this side, just take it, put the half hitch in there. Now that's a lot more secure. So our half hitch is good on a piling or a post that we need to secure a line. We're going to take the line, come around the back, over the top, come up, and that's the half hitch. And the double half hitch is just coming back through again. Now the line is very secure. So our next one is the Clove hitch. Now I did this on the boat, but I couldn't get a good camera angle, so I'm doing it here at home. Hopefully you'll be able to see it a little better. Well, all we need to do is take our working, wrap around the piling, underneath, come around, and on this time around, we're going to take this end, the working end, and just loop that in there. Now what I like to do is come around a second time, same thing, just come through. And you can also just put a half hitch in or a double half in. Now guys, probably one of the most used knots is the Bowline. I'm going to show you a couple ways to do it. And first way, just take our line, make a loop up the bottom, around the back, and down. Now a lot of people, they hear this in this way to remember it. Okay, so you got a rabbit hole. Rabbit comes up, looks around, goes around the back of the tree, and down. Now the thing about this way, somebody told me this, that they were doing this, and they had a Navy guy there teaching it, and of course they raised their hand, they knew how to do it, you know, up the rabbit hole, around the tree and back. And the instructor said, well, the problem with that method is there are no trees or rabbit holes out on the ocean. Just a cute story. Now, another way that I like to do it, it's called a screwdriver. And basically, you take the line, hold this like it's a screwdriver, twist it around. Now you've already made the loop, and come back down. Now, like I say, this is one of the most common knots that you'll use. Now, our next knot is known as the Alpine butterfly knot or a trucker's knot. It's useful if you need to put a loop in the middle of a line somewhere, and it's pretty easy to do. You just need to practice a little bit. What we're going to do is take a line, wrap it around our hand 3 times, come underneath, and pull this as big as you want the loop. Then just come under both of them, pull that out. Now you have a loop in the middle of a line. You can use this to hold tools with. It's secure. You got to tighten it up here a little bit. We get it nice and tight. And for example, let's say you needed to secure your dinghy to the top of the cabin of the boat. All right, this line goes around the dinghy. Now you got this. You put this under your handrail. You can come up. You can pull that as tight as you need, and then put a half hitch in it to secure it. It's that easy. Now, the cleat hitch is one you're probably going to use every time you go to a marina, or you tie up, or you untie. So we're just going to take it off of this right here. Let's say this is the line coming from the pier or the piling to the boat. So I'm going to come around, under, over, back around, and now I'm going to twist so that this is underneath it. And we can do one more. And that's all you really need. I mean, you still see people just piling them on. I mean, wrap, and then they take this and wrap, and wrap. You don't need all of that. This is all you need right here. Next is our line, and I like this for attaching 2 lines together better than the square knot. I think it's just about as easy to tie, and it's much more secure. So for here, we're just going to take a loop underneath, take the next line, lay the loop on top of it with this line on top, this one on the bottom. Just tuck one under here, come up under, come over and under. Now just pull the 2 together. And there we have it, the Zeppelin. We're going to do a sheets bend. Again, that's to put 2 lines together. I don't think it's as secure as a Zeppelin, but it's first line. I'm just going to make a bend in it here. Take our next line, come up through the bottom of it, underneath, then feed it again underneath the same line that we're attaching here to. Tighten that up, and there you have it. They're all pretty easy. You got to practice a little bit. You want to be able to tie them without really even having to think about it. You just get through and you do it. Well, until next time, guys, Happy and safe boating to you, your family, and friends.